hate this hair so much. I mean it seriously.
The movie opens with Park Seri, a bold little girl who never hesitates to confess her feelings. At 5, she declares her love to her cousin in a graveyard. Years later, in 3rd grade, she develops a crush on a classmate and immediately tells him. He admits he likes her too, and Seri bursts into tears of joy. But the very next day, he transfers to another school, leaving her heartbroken. As she grows up, Seri changes. Her once straight hair turns curly, unlike her twin sister Hyri's sleek hair, making her wonder if it came from her father's side. She secretly falls for a neighbor boy and prepares a small gift, but when she finally confesses, he asks for Hyri instead. The pain makes Seri vow never to confess again, a promise that doesn't last long.
고백 같은 거 다시는 안 한다.
Everything changes when she meets Yun-seok at the beach. With a body as graceful as the waves, he instantly captures her heart. The next day at school, he waves at her, leaving her frozen while her friends stare. Flustered, she explains they met on the beach the day before. In class, Seri sees the mock exam rankings. Yun-seok is in the top 100, qualifying for the evening self-study room, the place where confessing is said to nearly guarantee success. Seri feels hopeless as her grades are too low. During recess, she watches him play basketball. Surrounded by admirers, she tries to stand out. She buys him a drink, writes her name on it, and asks the canteen owner to deliver it, only to learn that many girls had done the same that day.
이래봐, 내가 남자 꼬시겠나?
Outside, Seri sees her curly-haired friend also holding a water bottle for Yun-seok, a reminder of how many admire him. After school, she returns to the beach, hoping to see Yun-seok, but another boy named Ji-uk appears. He picks up her name tag, falls into the water trying to grab her shirt, and Seri rushes to save him. Embarrassed but relieved, she watches him wake up just in time. The next day, Ji-uk joins her class with a cast. They recognize each other immediately. The teacher explains he's older because he failed the university exam. Seri offers to help, but he refuses, so another student steps in. Later, she gets in trouble for not wearing her name tag, which Ji-uk still has.
아침에 달았는데 없네요.
At lunch, Seri and her friends bring him food. Proudly, she claims credit for saving him and jokingly expects small favors. Ji-uk stops returning her old name tag when he hears someone suggest he might like her. Seri still thinks she only likes Yun-seok, and as she is lost in thought, a ball almost hits her, but Yun-seok kicks it back. He walks toward her, apologizing and concerned. Seri lowers her gaze, shy and flustered, while her friends tease her, though Yun-seok didn't do it on purpose. Back in class, Seri's friends notice that her twin Hyri's hair is perfectly straight. Shocked, Seri rushes to see for herself. It is revealed that Hyri had it straightened at Jangmai Salon for a high price. Curious and hopeful, Seri and her friends visit the salon. Even with her naturally curly hair, the owner assures her it can be done. At home, Seri gathers her savings, but it isn't enough. Heartbroken, she returns to the salon just to look around and overhears Ji-uk calling the owner Mom, and an idea sparks in her mind. The next day, Seri treats Ji-uk unusually warmly and pretends to bump into him outside the salon. He reveals it's his mother's shop.
여기서 뭐해?
네, 뭐 그냥 지나가는 길이지.
머리 잘라고?
여기 우리 엄마 가는데요.
Seri runs inside, introduces herself as a close friend, and reminds his mother that she saved Ji-uk at the beach. She offers to look after him at school, hinting she hopes to get her hair straightened in return. Ji-uk's mother agrees, but says Seri can only get the treatment once his cast is off. From then on, Seri involves herself fully in Ji-uk's daily life, walking him to class, helping during lessons, and making sure he gets home safely. She even helps his mother hand out flyers for the salon reopening. One rainy afternoon, she leads him to her father's warehouse for shelter and lends him some of her father's clothes. Inside, stacks of her comic books catch his eye. When she asks if he likes reading, he admits he never has, surprising her.
야, 니 뭐 만화책 좋아하나?
사실 본 적 없어.
네 만화책을 본 적이 없다고?
어.
She picks out her favorites for him and gives him the warehouse lock password so he can come anytime. Meanwhile, Seri and her friends fold origami beads to prepare for her confession to Yun-seok. When they hear her rival Miji is folding 1,000 beads, they aim for 10,000. Ji-uk overhears and tries to leave, but Seri insists he stay, as he needs to help straighten her hair before the big day. Reluctantly, he joins her. Later, Seri asks a classmate to swap seats with her in the evening self-study room, thinking it's the perfect place to confess to Yun-seok. However, he refuses, worried that it would affect his own study performance. He bluntly tells her that she has no chance with Ji-uk and that confessing would be a waste of time. His harsh words shock Seri and deeply hurt her, leaving her feeling crushed and discouraged. That evening, Sari walks to Jiuk's house in tears, leaving the jar of origami beads with him before quietly going home. At her father's warehouse, she finds Jiuk inside, still holding on to her dream while reading comics. She decides she will confess to Yun-seok only once her hair is straight. Then, Jiuk pulls out a jar of origami beads he has secretly folded for her over the past few days. Surprised, Sari explains the beads hold the special feelings of her, Jiuk, and all her friends. And even if Yun-seok rejects her, she will keep them as a memory. The next day, Sari goes to Jiuk's house to take him to school, only to find his cast already removed. Thrilled, she remembers his mother's promise. Once he heals, she can finally straighten her hair. She smiles, but decides to wait until the day before her planned confession to Yun-seok. At school, students gather around the latest mock exam results. To everyone's surprise, Jiuk ranks among the top. He works hard, knowing Sari needs someone to secure her a spot in the evening self-study room. He even offers to trade seats so she can enter and prepare to confess. Sari's heart fills with joy, but her happiness fades when her friends tell her Yun-seok didn't make the top 100. Once again, fate seems to be teasing her. One day, a neighbor visits Sari's house and tells her mother about the Jangmai family, owners of the hair salon. Jiuk is one of the brightest students, and his father is a professor at a prestigious university hospital. His mother wonders why such an accomplished family moved here. The neighbor shares a painful truth. Jiuk's father is consumed by jealousy, often mistreats his wife, and takes out his frustrations on Jiuk, leaving him hurt, isolated, and sometimes forced to skip school. Sari overhears this conversation and her heart aches. That evening, passing her father's warehouse, she sees lights on. Inside, her father shares instant noodles with Jiuk and gives him a disposable camera, saying he can use the others whenever he likes. The next morning, Sari spots a poster about the upcoming school picnic and imagines it as the perfect chance to confess to Yoon-seok. As she discusses her plan with friends, Yoon-seok walks by and waves, making her heart skip a beat. During gym class, everyone pairs up for handball. A girl quickly partners with Yoon-seok, leaving Sari with Jiuk. The game grows tense as Yoon-seok targets their team. Sari nearly gets hit, but Jiuk shields her repeatedly. In a reckless moment, she jumps in front of the ball to protect Yoon-seok. Jiuk feels disappointed but stays silent. That evening, Sari receives a voice message from Yoon-seok thanking her for saving him, and she's thrilled. Moments later, Jiuk sends a concerned message asking if she's hurt and reminding her to take care. Now, Sari feels torn between joy and warmth.
나 4번 김효인데 오늘 피구 재밌었다고. 그 좀 아프겠던데. 덕분에 내 살았다. 고맙다.
At the salon, Jiuk's mother asks him to wash Sari's hair, and the closeness is awkward. When Jiuk accidentally applies conditioner before shampoo, his mother frowns. He quickly excuses himself, and Sari begins to notice his feelings. Finally, the school picnic arrives. Sari steps onto the bus with straight, glossy hair, stunning everyone, while Jiuk sits quietly at the back. At the picnic site, Sari places her jar of paper beads on Yoon-seok's seat. That night, her friends decorate a special spot for her confession. Yoon-seok follows the arrows, surprised to find only Sari waiting. He compliments her hair, admires the beads, and thanks her again for saving him. He mentions the beach that day, saying only the two of them know about it. Sari freezes as she doesn't know Jiuk is there. Then, she sees Jiuk quietly turning to leave, and her heart clenches. In that moment, she realizes her true feelings. Though she likes Yoon-seok, her heart belongs to Jiuk. With him, she doesn't need to change, and she can simply be herself. Sari returns to the group. Her friends eagerly ask if her confession worked, but she doesn't answer. Instead, her eyes quietly follow Jiuk. The next day, Jiuk avoids Sari, unaware of her feelings. That night, he sees the warehouse light on and hesitates outside, torn by emotions, but finally steps in. Sari has quietly prepared new books for him. They sit in silence for a while until Sari softly admits she didn't confess to Yoon-seok. Jiuk is surprised and asks why. She explains she wants to focus on studying and not disappoint her friends. She jokingly asks him to buy her a big candy for encouragement in the university entrance exam.
고백 안 했다.
왜?
공부하려고. 네 딴 아들한테는 말하지 마리. 실망한다.
알았어.
The next day, Sari's heart sinks when she sees Yoon-seok chatting with her rival. A flicker of jealousy crosses her mind, but she hides it. That night, Jiuk's mother notices a large gift on the sofa. Jiuk explains it's the candy Sari asked for and mentions he plans to take the university exam next year. His mother reminds him that he once said he wouldn't. Soon after, Jiuk delivers the oversized candy to Sari. As he leaves, she asks if he is close to Miji. He assures her he's not and wishes her luck. On the exam day, Sari receives a giant gift bag from a cheerful bear mascot, and it's Jiuk. Seeing this, her heart warms. In the following days, while waiting for results, Seri's group eats spicy rice cakes. Seri and Jiuk both claim errands, but the group secretly follows them and is amazed to find them meeting in private. Later, they return to the beach where they first met. Seri asks why he jumped into the sea that day. Jiuk explains he had been overwhelmed by misery and imagined what might happen if he let the waves take him. Then he saw her swimming, and her presence pulled him back to life. He slowly hands her the name tag he has kept all this time, confessing that he held onto it as a reminder of the person who saved him. He gently takes her hand, looks into her eyes, and tells her he loves her. When they reach back home, Jiuk leans in to place a shy, tender kiss on her lips. Her cheeks burn, but her heart feels at peace. Back at home, Jiuk's mother tells him she must go to Seoul on Sunday to pick up a new hairdryer. He offers to go with her, but she asks him to stay and look after the shop. The next day, Seri has a family picnic. Before leaving, she calls Jiuk and reminds him about Sunday, the day of their promised date. Right after that, Seri calls her close group of friends and asks them to help prepare everything for her big confession to Jiuk at the beach. Finally, the special Sunday arrives. While her friends decorate the location, Seri and Jiuk have already arrived. Seeing this, everyone quickly moves into their assigned positions, following the plan. Standing a little distance away, Seri signals her friends to stop, but they don't understand. At that moment, Jiuk receives a text and steps aside to answer. His face turns grim as he learns that his mother has been hospitalized.
네 걔였나?
나 지금 서울 가봐야 될 것 같아. 엄마가 입원하셨대.
Apologizing to Seri, he rushes to Seoul. At the hospital, he finds his mother unconscious in a coma, with his father standing coldly by her side. His father claims she fell down the stairs, then cruelly blames her for ruining Jiuk's studies and failing as a mother. Jiuk clenches his fists, certain that his father is lying and convinced she was pushed. His father ignores his anger and orders him home. Days pass, and no one can reach Jiuk. When Seri and her friends visit his house, the shop is shuttered with a "For Rent" sign. Confused and worried, Seri remembers his father is a professor at Seoul National University Hospital. Desperate, she takes a bus to the city. At the hospital, she asks for patient Jangmi and is directed to his room, where she overhears a chilling conversation. Ji-uk's father coldly tells his wife and son that they must leave for America immediately and warns that if they return, they will never escape his control. Tears stream down the mother's face, powerless to stop him. Standing outside, Seri hears every word, her chest tightening with dread. That night, Seri calls Ji-uk from a public phone. When his voice answers, she freezes. Heartbreaking words escape her lips. She denies all her feelings for him, telling him she has only ever seen him as a friend. She says it so he won't misunderstand, knowing the impossible situation he faces. She doesn't want him to sacrifice everything for her. That night, Seri cries endlessly, knowing it may be the last time she ever speaks to the boy she truly loves. Days later, the school holds its graduation ceremony. Seri, to her homeroom teacher's surprise, graduates with honors. Looking at the yearbook pictures deepens her longing for Ji-uk. Unable to bear the weight of her memories, she goes to the warehouse, where all their shared moments seem frozen in time. On a bookshelf, she finds a notebook Ji-uk left behind. On the cover, in his handwriting, are the words, "Love Chronicle." Inside, she discovers photo after photo of herself and their friends. In every image, Ji-uk has written small notes capturing her expressions. Whether happy or sad, laughing or crying, he has loved everything about her, not because she is perfect, but simply because she is Seri. She was not only the girl who once saved him at the beach, but also the one who pulled him out of the darkness in his life, the one who saved him from his own nightmares. He once clutched her name tag as though it were a lifeline, but now he no longer needs it, as her name and her presence are carved into his heart. As Seri turns each page, tears spill from her eyes. A beautiful love is laid bare before her, yet it feels so far away, just out of reach. All of Seri's friends at school want her to be happy, so they plan a blind date for her. However, Seri refuses and decides to go to the beach instead. As she walks along the shore, feeling disappointed, she receives a call from the boy she was supposed to meet. She tells him that she isn't feeling well and can't come to the date, but she is stunned when the boy says that she looks perfectly fine to him. Before she can fully understand what's happening, she hears a familiar voice calling her name from behind. When she turns around, she sees Ji-uk standing on the sand. Her disbelief quickly turns into relief. Seri runs forward, throws her arms around him, and sobs apologies. She confesses that she never meant the cruel words she had spoken, that she has never stopped missing him or loving him. Ji-uk understands. With quiet eyes, he reaches into his bag and pulls out a jar filled with paper beads, explaining that each one represents a memory of her, moments he never wants to forget. They both cling to each other, overwhelmed by emotions they can no longer hold back. Their friends, hiding nearby, rush out cheering, celebrating the reunion of this beautiful couple. There is no need for a public confession or a grand stage. What binds them together is far greater, the truth of their hearts, unshaken and indescribable. And that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out and keeps us motivated to make more videos for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.